Hello everybody, this is Lila in Hawaii. I'm putting together just a little patriotic something or other with stuff I have on hand this year because I try not to go out too much. There's still a lot of crowds that I try and avoid. Not because I don't like crowds particularly or people, but because of the virus. And we have quite a large number here in Hawaii, and so it pays to just be careful. Anyway, I'm making it's going to be, I won't call it a garland, it's going to be a hanger anyway, and this is the beginning of it, and I'll show you how I go about it. It's just very easy. This is not really a tutorial, but I'll show you because I'm in the middle of something. I had this fabric, and it has, as you can see, blue, red, blue, and white, and some stars. So from that, I cut out stars, and here's my template. Very simple, and you probably have these sorts of things on hand. You can also paint fabric, and I did that, and I'm not showing you that because it's still drying, but I painted some red and blue fabric. Then, to back the stars, I wanted to put something behind them, so I had this delicious old book. Oh, it's a wonderful book, and the pages are just gorgeous. You see, this is the book, and the pages are fabulous, and it's so thick I have enough for a couple of years, I'm sure. I use them all the time. Some of the pages have a very funky picture on them, so I look for that. So the way I go about this is I take my template and I draw the star, and I usually take out about how many would I take? Probably take out about that many pages, and I'll go ahead and show you how I draw the star on that. So I always do it with pencil so it can be erased and it doesn't get in the way. And this star I just drew, and it's a little maybe wonky, but never mind. So once I've drawn it on there, and that's quite a few pages as you can see, I take the scissors, of course, and I'm not going to do all this because you know how to cut out. But anyway, I cut out the star and I keep the background pages. So this is great for scrap paper, and it's a lovely quality. It has a little rag in it. Okay, so cutting out the star like that, so here I have a bunch cut out already. And so to build this, I take one of the fabric stars, and I take one of the paper stars, and I like to offset them a bit, like that. And then I want to put a little backing on of something, make sure it doesn't show, and that sort of reinforces the back because there's going to be a brad through there or a button sewn on. So after I've put that together, I then take a brad and I have attached the brad, but the brad has big enough little things on the back that I can twist the twine around it a couple of times, and then the end of it I just glued across the back like so. So that's the beginning, and I put a loop so it can be hung on something. And this, by the way, is going to hang vertically. It's not going to hang, well, it could hang horizontally and it wouldn't make any difference, but anyway, I thought I would have this hang vertically. And so the next one I would possibly put a button, make about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 8 stars. So I've pulled off twine. I pulled off 2 meters. I have no idea how much I need. So I would put them, when I place them, glue them on, glue this all together. It's a little package with a piece on the back, and that would go there. I'm not doing it too far away. I like it so that it's like maybe 2 inches, about 10 centimeters, about that, and then sew on along. And I'm not going to do that because I'm sure you know how to do it, but I want to give you a simple idea with things you have on hand. If you don't have this kind of fabric, as I said, you can paint some fabric, and that one would have the brad in it. And I like this nice shiny brad. It looks like military uniform to me. I like that. So that was that little craft idea. Very, very minimal. Nothing to it at all. But I thought you might like to see how I do things. I don't know. I don't always do them according to the book. But this is easy, and I wanted something that we could just assemble with glue and some twine and a few buttons and things. So I'll show you what else I do with the star idea. So then I cut out a whole bunch of stars, again from the same book. And these I've already done. Don't want to lose my star. And I've sewn these on the sewing machine. So what I do is, normally I would use black, but I happen to have white on the machine. So I start, I don't know if you can even see white, can you? Anyway, I start a thread of about 6 inches. So right down, and this is 3 stars put together, 3 pieces. So 1, 2, 3. It is 3, believe me. And then when they're also, that's sewn, I pull it through the sewing machine, about the same 6 inches or so, and I sew down another one, and another one, same thing. And sometimes the distance between them is not the same. Sometimes I get a little too short or a little too long, but I never put more than 4 or 3 or 4 I should say, stars on this. Then when they're all done, and this looks great hanging, so this will hang, let me just show you, this will hang vertically, and I've got mine hanging, and I'll show you in a minute. But the next thing to do is to open out all these little wings, or whatever you like to call them. So you open them all and press them till you get a nice shape. You go back and forward a bit. Make sure when you sew them, if you're doing this, that you use a long stitch so you don't cut through. But as I said, that paper has a lot of rag in it. It's really great. So I go through all of them, take all the wings, and do something with them. And then this one is, sometimes you have to go back and forth. Let me see if that's good enough or not. If you blow them, you can separate them. Okay, so this is kind of okay. I would have to play with it a bit more. Anyway, it hangs like that. So I'm going to show you mine hanging under my ceiling fan. And it really, really looks pretty. It sort of dances. I love them. I hung 2, and they each have 3 of these stars. Anyway, that's my patriotic craft for today. Thanks for watching. This is Lila in Hawaii. Goodbye.